Hi guys and gals, I'm Joe Jekel and this is Mad Zook Joe's Perspective. Thanks for tuning in. All right, so today in the perspective, what I want to talk to you about is a measure of success. All right, so a lot of times when you hear the word success, everyone thinks, you have to win or it has to be about money. All right, and so there are varied measures of success. And in fact, there's quite a number of them, but I'm going to discuss 4 with you today that don't necessarily involve money. Now, don't get me wrong, money's a good thing. I'm not one of those people who say money's a bad thing and, oh, you don't need it and money's the root of all evil, not necessarily true. However, in today's world and what's happening and what's going on, there are other ways to realize your own self-worth, right? And your importance is how you can measure successes, because we all need wins. We all need some success, but we're all not going to be multimillionaires. And if that's the only thing that we attach as to our success, as our only measure, our only stick that says that we made it or we didn't make it, then we're going to go through life, kind of sucky. All right, so we don't want that to happen. So in psychology and as a life coach, as a person who works with personal development and helping people become better in what they are and do, I put a lot of focus on identifying different measures of success, right? Because you have to realize when you have done something that is worthy of being deemed a success, all right? So the 4 I'm going to talk to you about today: knowledge, health, happiness, and love. All right, these are 4 measures of success that don't cost any money. You understand? All right, so now, sure, Joe, knowledge, where did I get the knowledge? Man, there are a number of places of free knowledge out there today, right? You can gain knowledge by sitting at the local park talking with a chess guy playing chess. Okay, so they don't do that anymore, Joe. There's no one doing that, Okay, well, find somewhere that you can talk to someone. Don't tell me they don't do it, because I do it every day, right? I'm actually in Thailand, in the middle of a town called Pai right now, filming this video. And man, with the COVID and all the tourists being locked out of the country, and there might be 300 people in this entire town. And you know what? I talked to at least 8 of them today. I for sure did. All right, so you can find someone to talk to. Ask them questions. Share a little bit about you. There's no stupid question. If someone looks at you as you're stupid for asking a question, okay, then you realize that maybe that's not the person you need to talk to, all right? Or look at yourself and say, was it a stupid question? If I ask, why is the water wet, right, or something along these lines, I might get some huge philosophical answer from some dope smoker, or I might get some person looks at me and says, man, you're an idiot. Why would you ask me something like that, right? Either way, I generated some conversation, which generated some cognitive thought for me. And remember, cognitive is one of the 4 pillars. So knowledge. Knowledge is a powerful measure of success, right? You can gain it every day if you want to. Libraries are free in every city, right? If you don't have a library, you can go online. If you don't have an internet access, you can go to a bookstore. You don't have a mall or a shopping area around you where you go to the bookstore, go to the village elders, right? And talk to them. You want to know some knowledge, go ask a kid. They're going to tell you everything. And then when they say it to you, now you have to try to rattle around in your brain, is it right or not? Okay, so this causes thinking, and thinking is a product of knowledge. All right, so knowledge, a great measure of success. Doesn't cost you anything. If you have some money to spend on knowledge, that's awesome. But if you don't have the money to spend on knowledge, you can find plenty for free. You can find so much for free that if you found all of that, you're going to be one of the smartest people in the world before you ever have to spend a dime on acquiring knowledge. All right? So use that as a measure of success. Improve your knowledge. You can do it. All right. Number 2, and these are in no certain order. All right? So number 2, your health. All right? You control what goes into your body. You control how much water you drink. Are you hydrating properly? Are you sleeping properly? These are just general functional health mechanisms. Can you get up and move? Guess what? Some of those people that are depressed is actually a clinical term, and so we get into a sticky situation if a psychology practitioner uses the word depression or depressed, because it's actually a clinical diagnosis, all right? So legally, you don't want to tell anyone they're depressed, right? But people can have depressing thoughts and not be depressed, all right? So stick with me here. I know it's a little bit of a jargon for you, but it's important. Okay, so if you're having kind of off thoughts or not as good of thoughts, or it's a down day, all right? If you're healthy, the biology of your health is actually going to override by producing neurotransmitters. And I've discussed on these different neurotransmitters many times. You can go back and look through some YouTube videos for them. But there's chemical processes that will take place in your body which will make you feel good. All right, and when you feel good, you start to think a little better. When you start to think a little better, you again feel better. Okay, so it's a circle, and it's all about that's just functional health. All right, so flexibility, stretch. How many people you look at, you see, maybe yourself, maybe you see someone 30 and they're just sore and beat up and old, or they're lazy and they just can't even walk down to the store, or they just, don't want to do it. And you can see them, maybe, like I carry a little extra weight, but I'm in the gym, and my heart rate's good, my cardio's good, and I like to eat, so I'm not going to give that up. I'm not telling you change your entire life. What I'm telling you is focus on being healthy. Health is an extreme measure of success. And the healthier you are, the more you're going to be able to accomplish. The more you will be able to function, the greater your appearance will be, and the better you're going to feel, all right? And so when you feel good, it's hard to just get down. Even when those negative Nancys are around you, they're feeling down, you could be the charge in the room that, woof, lights the room up. You can be the candle. Just be healthy. Now, you can go to one end or the other. I'm talking about just functional health, but you can also get into extreme good health, and you might be able to climb Mount Everest, or you might be able to do some things that no one else can do. You might be able to jump a pogo stick 10 feet high, and none of your buddies can. And boy, you're going to be the talk of the town. Isn't that a little bit of a measure of success? All right, so your health. Health is a vital measure of success. It takes nothing. Walk, push-ups, sit-ups, eat right, hydrate, sleep good. There's a lot you can do with money for health, but there's a lot that you can do for your health that doesn't cost you a dime. It just takes your time, all right? Time is important, right? Time is a commodity, and you can spend your time to be successful by having good health, all right? So measure of success, health. Number 3, happiness, all right? Now, happiness is a little bit trickier, all right, because there's two types of happiness. There's eudaimoc happiness. Yeah, let me say that again. Eudaimoc happiness. That's the happiness you get because you feel good about yourself inside. You feel like you've accomplished something. You feel like you're a good person, right? You do good things. And so this makes you happy and warm inside. This is eudaimoc happiness. Then there's hedonic happiness, which most of us think about when we think about happy. And, it's the Freud pleasure principle, right? If it feels good, do it. Oh, man, I really like the way that was. That tasted good. That smelled good. Man, did she touch me good. Whoa, that was a great kiss. Any of those things. Man, I really liked that movie. It made me feel so good inside. These are hedonic happinesses, right? Okay, so the two measures of happiness aren't always synchronous with each other, but they're not asynchronous, right? You can have one, the other, or both in any combination of level. So your individual happiness is going to come down to your different types and styles and likes, and way too much for me to get into a discussion on how to make you happy or what can make you happy, right? But happiness is a measure of success. That's the point of this conversation, right? So if you can find a way to be happy every day, and I'm not talking about that bubbly, beep, fake, how you doing, Jill? You feel better? I'm not talking about that bullshit. I'm talking about really be happy. Feel good and enjoy it, right? It's okay to be happy, right? You don't have to hide yourself. You don't have to depress yourself because other people around you aren't. No, give them that energy, right? This is a measure of success. You can see old fatty wallbacks walking around with stacks of $100 bills, snarl on his face and looks like shit, right? And you can walk around and tell a couple funny jokes and man, people want to talk to you. They could care less about that dude or how much money he's got. Now they're going to go talk to him because they want to get his money out of him. But they're going to come and talk to you because they genuinely want to talk to you. I call that a success. Right? Okay, so a measure of success, happiness. In Magic Joe's personal opinion, I think happiness is the greatest measure of success, right? I think it ranks right there with love, another measure I'm going to talk to you about today, but I think happiness is the all-being, most important measure of success we can find. Because if you're not happy in life, nothing else really matters. If you can find a way to be happy in life, then nothing else really matters, all right? So happiness, third measure of success, doesn't cost you any money, all right? Has nothing to do with finances. Okay, the fourth one, love. It costs 0 shekels, baby, to be in love, right? Now, are we all blessed with love? Can we find love? No. I actually did a discussion about, there's many different types of love. I talked about 5 of them and on a previous video. And, you know, these types of love are more than just platonic and intimate, which again is a surface level discussion. You know, are we intimate in energy exchange and physical exchange, or are we just brotherly love, you know, type of love? Like, I really love you, Jan, but, you know, there's no way I'm going to sleep with you type of platonic love, or, oh my God, I love everything about you. Let me kiss your feet every night. That type of love. All right. And intimacy forms other than just physical. It can also form, you know, in the affective domain, in the emotional side of things. All right. So this type of love is really rare, but it pops up more times than anything else. But when you get into aspects of love that, you know, are selfless, that you'll do anything for the person, you're all in 150%, that's even more rare. When you get into the type of love that, you know, you really genuinely love the person, but you're just not in love with them. You know, you love who they are, you love what they do, you love being around them, but, you know, there's someone else that kind of can pull your heart or pull your eye, or maybe there's no one else, but they don't necessarily do it for you either. All right, so finding a way to understand love, right? You can't force love. It's not going to happen, right? Love has to come. So when I call it a measure of success, I mean, if love comes to you, or you're able to provide love to someone else, that's a big measure of success, right? And the only way you can do it, both give or receive love, is to really understand what it is, right? And to understand what it is, you've got to look for it. When you see it in other people, identify the different types of love. Start to really understand these. Wait, I'm onto something here. Oh, one of those measures of success is knowledge. So if I can improve my knowledge about how to understand love, then my success at being in love might be more likely. Whoa, what do you know? And if that happens, maybe I become happier. So imagine if you could nail all 4 of these corners down. You had great health. You had great knowledge. You were happy. And you were in love. If you had those 4 things, is money really the thing that's going to trump all of that? Is money really the king of all of that? Or do you really care? I mean, as long as you're eating, you're paying your rent, you know, your basic life services have to be taken care of course, right? We all know we need money for this, right? But if all this is happening, you're happy, healthy, in love, and you have knowledge. Do you really care if you have a giant home and you're a multimillionaire and you're better than someone else? Is that really your measuring stick? You need to be better than someone else? Because if it is, you need to step back a couple steps, reassess what you're looking at. Because no matter how much you have in the world, you have one measure of success, and that's money. You're not going to be a successful person. All right? So start to identify different measures of success. I've given you 4. Start to understand them a little better. I'll repeat them again. Knowledge, health, happiness, and love. All right. Find a way to be successful in one or all 4 of these. The finances will come, because the more successful you are in these other measures of success, the more success you'll be at the financial, because it will come to you. Some people call it the law of attraction. Some people call it, you know, just fate. Some people just think that, you know, if you're more productive because you're happier, or because you're smarter, or because you're healthier, you know. So monetary success will follow these other measures of success. So don't try to jump the bridge and get to just monetary success. Try to do the staggering. Try to walk these other measures of success and find a way. And once you find that way, I think you're going to realize that there's many other things in life that you can measure besides your pocketbook. Hope this was a great perspective for you. Hope you understand the different measures now of success. And I hope that more than anything, you hit share. No, that's not what I wanted to say, but I hope you do hit share. I hope more than anything that you find value in what we are giving you. All right? And so much value that you hit share. Huh? Have a great day. Thanks for tuning in.